The world does not reward the most powerful. It rewards the most convincing. You think power comes from skill, from intelligence, from hard work. But look around. The loudest voice in the room is often the least knowledgeable. The most confident person is not always the most capable. And the one who looks powerful is the one people follow. Not because they are powerful, but because they appear powerful. This is the game no one teaches you. You are not judged by your reality. You are judged by your projection. Not by what you know, but by how you present what you know. Not by what you are, but by what people think you are. And once you understand this, everything changes. Because power is not a fixed thing. It is not stored in your bank account. It is not written in your degree. It is not guaranteed by your effort. Power lives inside the minds of other people. And that makes it dangerous. Because if people believe you are weak, you are weak. If they believe you are important, you become important. If they believe you are powerful, then you don't need to prove anything. This is why some people walk into a room and instantly command respect, while others spend years trying to earn it and still get ignored. Because in this world, power is not what you have. It's what people believe you have. Human beings don't see reality. They see interpretations. What you call truth is often just a story your brain creates to make quick decisions. Because the human mind is not built to analyze everything deeply. It is built to survive. And to survive, it takes shortcuts. In a few seconds, your brain scans how someone looks, how they speak, how they carry themselves, and instantly decides, is this person important or irrelevant? Before logic enters, judgment is already made. Before facts are checked, conclusions are formed. Before you even open your mouth, people have already decided who you are, who to respect, who to ignore, who to follow. And here's the dangerous part. These decisions are not based on truth. They are based on signals, appearance, tone, confidence, not your knowledge, not your struggle, not your reality. A person who looks confident is assumed to be competent. A person who sounds certain is believed to be right. A person who appears powerful is treated as powerful, even when it's not true. This is why an average speaker can command a room, while a genius gets ignored. A bold decision-maker rises fast, while a careful thinker stays invisible. Because people don't follow the most accurate person, they follow the most convincing one. Your brain is constantly asking one question: who seems like they know what they're doing? Not who actually knows what they're doing. And that single difference changes everything. Once you understand this, you stop trying to prove your worth and start understanding how the game is actually played. We grow up believing a simple equation. Skill leads to success. Hard work leads to recognition. That if you become good enough, the world will notice. But reality doesn't work like that. Not always. Because the world does not reward effort. It rewards visibility. It does not measure truth. It reacts to perception. And that changes the entire game. Influence is not built on what you are. It is built on what people see. This is not a new idea. Even Niccolò Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He said, "Men judge more by the eye than by the hand." In simple terms, people don't judge you by what you do. They judge you by what they can see. And what they see is often just a surface. Imagine two people. The first, highly skilled, deep knowledge, years of experience, but quiet, uncertain in speech, invisible in presence. The second, average skill, limited knowledge, but confident, clear voice, strong presence. Now put them in the same room. Who gets attention? Who gets respect? Who do people listen to? The second. Not because they are better, but because they are perceived to be better. And once that perception is formed, it becomes reality for everyone watching. Opportunities follow them. People trust them. Doors open for them. While the truly skilled one remains unnoticed. This is the illusion of power, where appearance begins to outweigh reality. And if you don't understand this illusion, you'll spend your life becoming better, while someone else simply appears better and wins. So the question is, why does appearance dominate reality so easily? Because your mind is not designed to search for truth. It is designed to make fast decisions. And to do that, it relies on signals, simple cues that feel like truth even when they are not. There are 3 of these signals that control how people see you. The first, confidence. People assume that if you are confident, you must know what you're doing. You speak without hesitation. You don't doubt yourself. You don't look unsure. And instantly, people trust you more. Not because you are right, but because you sound right. Confidence creates the illusion of competence, and most people never question it. The second signal, social proof. Your brain follows the crowd. If others are paying attention to someone, you assume there must be a reason. If people are listening, you listen. If people are following, you follow. If others believe, it must be true, even when it's not. This is why unknown talent struggles, while visible people keep growing stronger. Because attention creates more attention. The third signal, authority. Not real authority, but the appearance of authority. How you dress, how you speak, how you stand. Your posture, your eye contact, your tone of voice, all of these send one message. I am someone important. And once that message is received, people start treating you that way. They listen more carefully. They question you less. They give you more space, even if nothing about your actual ability has changed. Because these signals override logic, people don't stop and analyze. They don't verify. They don't investigate deeply. They feel, and then they decide. And once you understand these signals, you begin to see something unsettling. The system doesn't reward truth. It rewards what looks like truth. What you're seeing is not random. There is a psychology behind it. Invisible forces that shape how people judge you without them even realizing it. If you understand these forces, you stop taking rejection personally and start seeing the system clearly. The first, the halo effect. This is how it works. If someone shows one strong trait, your mind assumes everything else about them is strong too. If they look confident, you assume they are intelligent. If they speak well, you assume they are capable. If they dress sharply, you assume they are successful. One signal creates an entire illusion. And once that image is formed, your brain stops questioning it. You don't analyze them deeply, you accept them quickly. The second force, status bias. Human beings are wired to respect hierarchy. From ancient tribes to modern society, we constantly look for who is above and who is below. And the moment someone appears higher status, your behavior changes. You listen more, you doubt less, you follow more easily. Even if they haven't proven anything yet, because your brain is trying to align with power, not question it. The third, narrative control. This is the most dangerous one. Because people don't remember facts, they remember stories. Whoever tells the story controls how reality is understood. If you define yourself, people see you that way. If others define you, you become that definition. A confident narrative can turn weakness into strength. A weak narrative can hide even real power. This is why two people can do the same thing and be seen completely differently. One is called a leader, the other is ignored. Not because of reality, but because of the story attached to them. And once a narrative spreads, it becomes extremely hard to break. So now you see the system. The halo effect shapes how people see you. Status bias decides how they treat you. Narrative control defines how they remember you. And together, they create a powerful illusion. An illusion so strong that it can elevate the unqualified and hide the truly capable. Now, here's the part most people don't want to accept. This system has a dark side. Because when perception becomes power, truth becomes optional, and that leads to a brutal reality. Fake leaders rise, real talent gets ignored. Not because the system is broken, but because the system works exactly this way. An overconfident person can walk into a room, speak with certainty, project authority, and instantly gain trust. Even if they don't fully understand what they're doing, while someone who actually knows, who has the experience, who has the depth, stays quiet and gets overlooked because they don't signal power. Look at business. How many times have you seen someone with strong ideas fail, while someone with average ideas builds influence? Look at leadership. Charismatic personalities often rise faster than competent ones. Not because they are better, but because they are more convincing. And once people believe in them, that belief becomes their power, even if it's built on illusion. This is where it becomes dangerous. Because if you don't control how you are perceived, someone else will. People will label you. They will define your value. They will decide your position without ever truly knowing you. And once that perception is set, it becomes your reality in their eyes. If you don't control perception, someone else will control how you're seen. And the people who understand this don't fight the system. They learn how to use it.
The people who rise to power are not always the most talented, but they understand one thing clearly. Perception can be engineered. And once you understand that, you stop leaving your image to chance and start controlling it deliberately. There are patterns used again and again by those who dominate. The first, they control the first impression. Because they know people decide who you are within seconds, not minutes, not conversations, seconds. The way you walk in, the way you look, the way you speak your first sentence creates a label that is very hard to change. So they don't hope for a good impression, they design it. The second, they speak with certainty, even when they are unsure, because hesitation signals weakness, while certainty signals authority. They don't overload with explanations. They don't sound confused. They don't ask for validation. They state clearly, directly, and people believe them because they sound like they should be believed. The third, they create controlled visibility. They are not everywhere because constant visibility reduces perceived value. If people see you all the time, you become ordinary. But when you appear selectively, you become important. Your presence feels rare, and rarity creates value. The fourth, they build narrative. They don't let others define them. They define themselves before anyone else can. Through stories, through media, through consistent messaging, they shape how people see them. What they stand for, what they represent, what people should believe about them. And once that narrative is accepted, it becomes their identity, even if the full reality is more complex. So understand this clearly. Powerful people don't leave perception to chance. They design it, they control it, they reinforce it. And once you learn how to do the same, you stop chasing recognition and start commanding it. So the question now is not, is this fair? The real question is, will you use it or be used by it? Because once you understand how perception works, you have two choices. Ignore it and stay invisible, or learn it and start shaping how the world sees you. Here's how you do it. Step 1. Fix your external signals. Before you speak, before you prove anything, people see you. Your posture, your eye contact, your tone of voice, the way you dress. These are not small details, they are your first message. If your signals say uncertain, no one will wait to discover your ability. So stand straight, speak clearly, move with intention. Because before people hear you, they read you. Step 2. Speak less, speak strong. Weak communication comes from over-explaining. Strong communication comes from clarity. Short sentences, clear statements, no unnecessary doubt. Don't flood people with words. Give them certainty. Because people don't remember long explanations, they remember strong lines. Step 3. Create perceived value. Stop showing effort. Start showing results. The world does not reward how hard you tried. It reacts to what it can see. Outcomes, achievements, visible proof. Even small wins, presented correctly, build a powerful image. Because perception is built on evidence, not effort. Step 4. Control your story. What people say about you becomes your identity. If you don't define yourself, others will define you. Through assumptions, through labels, through incomplete information. So be intentional. Decide what you stand for, what you represent, what people should associate with your name. And repeat it consistently. Because in the end, your reputation is not built on truth alone. It is built on what people believe is true. And once you take control of that, you stop waiting to be recognized and start becoming impossible to ignore. So after everything, after understanding the system, the psychology, the illusion, one truth remains. In a world ruled by perception, reality is optional. Not because truth doesn't exist, but because people don't always look for it. They respond to what they see. They believe what feels right. They follow what appears strong. And that is the game. Some people will spend their entire lives trying to become powerful, working harder, learning more, waiting to be recognized. But they stay invisible. Because the world never stopped to check. And then there are others who understand this rule. They don't just build power, they project it. They don't wait for validation, they create perception. They don't hope to be seen, they make themselves impossible to ignore. Weak people try to be powerful. Smart people make others see them as powerful. And once people see you that way, you've already won.